Hello, welcome, and how do you do? This is just a recap of a summary of where I am in my carnivore journey. I am at just about the 7-month mark, and just for benchmarks, in the first month I lost 20 pounds in 35 days, which was fantastic. And my carnivore consists of eating beef mostly. I do eat chicken, I eat pork, and for the first 5 months, a ton of cheese. Cheese was what I needed to help me transition from all those cravings. I was snacking on cheese in place of the chips or the bread or sugar, and that helped me in the first phases of, well, the first 5 months. 5 months I was getting pretty bored of the food. That's the one thing that I have to say I can't kind of get over, is just the sheer boredom of eating the similar things every day. So at 5 months I decided I needed to get back to eggs. I haven't eaten eggs since, I don't know, somewhere when I was 12 or 13. I think I just somehow got disgusted by them and quit eating eggs. Well, at 5 months, because I was craving something different, I decided to start adding eggs back and acquired the taste for eggs again, and now I really, really enjoy them and eat about 3 eggs a day. What I start off with is, when I'm hungry, I have eggs, typically with bacon, sausage, or ham. So that's kind of the first meal that I have. And then that usually tides me over to the second meal of the day, the dinner, so the late meal in the day. So 2 meals a day for me is pretty standard. And then I was snacking a ton on the cheese up until 5 months. And at that point, I was also using coffee. I was using a ton of coffee to supplement, I guess, the dopamine rush or whatever it is. And I was drinking a ton of coffee, almost a pot a day. So I had a coffee in my hand all the time. And when I realized I was getting jittery and practically having heart palpitations and nervousness, so I decided to quit coffee cold turkey, which is a mistake. I don't recommend it. I probably should have weaned myself off. But as I quit the coffee, I developed a severe level of constipation, and it was sheer hell. And I realized that 2 things probably happened. Eating that amount of cheese without the coffee as an assistant, and when I was transitioning off from coffee, I was taking ibuprofen, which I hadn't really needed for 5 months for headaches. I am prone to headaches, so I started taking ibuprofen. And if you look at some of the side effects, it says it causes constipation. So by stopping the coffee, taking the ibuprofen, and combined with the amount of cheese I was eating, I got to a very, very difficult point. So I quit the cheese, and when I quit the cheese, quit the coffee, that next month I dropped like 10 pounds almost or more, like in the snap of a finger. It just dropped down when I got rid of the cheese. Probably wasn't so much the coffee, it was just the amount of cheese that I was eating. But then I felt finally relaxed after sheer hell of headaches for 3 or 4 days after stopping the coffee and the addiction. That's kind of how bad it was. It wasn't serious, but I was very tired and had just these waves of headaches that would come and go for a couple days, and taking the ibuprofen. So finally, that broke, and then I felt great, and I really felt good not drinking coffee, which I love coffee. I like coffee, and I'm a migraine sufferer, and the caffeine is always kind of related to assisting in mitigating migraine effects. but I'm not sure if it wasn't kind of even causing, that I was kind of having some migraine-ish things too. But at any rate, my point being, stopping the cheese really helped drop me down another level, a level that I never, I mean, when I got down to 160, I was, again, astonished. And feeling absolutely fantastic then after stopping the cheese and the coffee. Now, I'm not saying I've stopped coffee forever. I'm not saying I'm carnivore forever. But I'm so afraid to add anything back that it's hard to want to go back. It's hard to, I mean, the cravings are still there for sugar, for sugar and for carbs, of course. I can't imagine when those will ever go away. But I have to be realistic. I've kept my fat clothes in anticipation of failing. And I hate to have that mindset, but I've got to be realistic. The societal pressures are so great from everybody around you. Even watching my journey, people that are close to me still shake their head, even after seeing me lose that much weight. And you would think, and my testimonial of the number of conditions that I feel better, which I'll do a video on. I just want to do one on that because it's astonishing. And I think when you start reading all the posts that are out there from people with all the conditions that seem to be remedied, this is so much different than taking a diet pill or a vitamin and saying, oh, my arthritis is cured. These are really living examples that are kind of right in front of you. And there's no reason for me to lie and tell you something that's not true. If there were huge problems with this diet, you would have people coming out of the woodwork to tell you and warn you, right? It's only, I think, because most people out there that are doing this, I mean, I'm putting myself out there. I'm not comfortable putting myself out there, but if somebody can watch this and I'm just showing you my results. I'm just showing you my results to say, look, here I'm a case study. Let's see what happens over the long term. But right now, it's unbelievable.